this is gonna be another Wine with Mama D, but instead of drinking wine, we are just going to be whining. Because I'm a mama and I got a lot of stuff to whine about. Don't we, Logan? Yes, he wants my coffee. You can't have that, dude. Sorry. But, so, we are going to be whining today. Not really whining. I'm kind of just gonna talk about stuff that us moms go through and deal with, and just things that maybe other moms could relate to. I mean, I'm sure you'll have a lot of things you want to know if other women relate to, and honestly, I'm sure, I promise you, there is a lot of things that us moms go through that other moms can relate to. I'm also going to be talking about my journey of getting pregnant and my journey of becoming a new mom to this little monster. Yeah? New monster? So we are going to start with, I'm going to start with my pregnancy story, and I'm going to tell y'all how I got pregnant. Well, I mean, we all know how you get pregnant, come on now, but I'm going to tell y'all about the struggle of getting pregnant, because I, unfortunately, had a struggle. I know I did say in my first video that I was going to be doing a Bella Lily review for my second video, but unfortunately my clothes have not come in yet, and I'm afraid they won't come in for a while, so I'm going to kind of skip that for this video, and I'm going to do this Wine with Mama D video, and then I'm hoping my third video I will do the Bella Lily review. So we'll just have to see how that goes. If not, then I'll post another video in between then until my clothes come in. So yeah, we're just gonna improvise and do this video instead. Right, Logan? Say hello, everybody. Let's wine with Mama D and wine with Logie. Logan, 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 Logan. Okay, I'm gonna start with my pregnancy story. So, as some of you know, I am 21 years old. My husband is 21 as well. His name is Darren, and he is such a blessing. He came into my life at such an awful time. Actually, like, I was going through a lot, and I might share that story later on in another video or something, but I just want y'all to know, like, he saved me. He's like an angel, and he saved me. And, so we've been together for about 3 years, and we decided about a year ago that we wanted to start a family. Actually, it wasn't a year ago. It was probably about a year and a half ago. So we decided we wanted to start a family, and we started trying to have a baby. But it was taking a while. Like, some people just get pregnant right off the bat, like, even, like, not even wanting it. Girls get pregnant all the time, like, and you think it's such an easy thing to do, but it's weird. Like, when you actually want it, it's very, very tough to get pregnant. But, so it took us a while, and we were kind of wondering if something was wrong. So we did go to the doctor and made sure everything was okay with me and nothing was wrong, and, everything was fine. I guess it was just taking us a little bit longer. I guess God was just saying, like, oh, not yet, just give it a little bit. But we ended up getting pregnant around July. Yeah, July. I want to say, yeah, July. I ended up getting pregnant. But that didn't last long, and it resulted in me having a miscarriage. So I had a miscarriage around in July as well. It wasn't a very long pregnancy. It wasn't even, I don't even think it was 5 weeks. It might have been 5 or 6 weeks, but I wasn't, like, I had taken some pregnancy tests and they were all positive. And, I promise you, I took maybe 10 to 15 pregnancy tests and they were all positive. Like, so I know I was pregnant, like, we were pregnant. And then one day I kind of got, like, a period or something. I started bleeding a little bit. We went to the doctor because, we were pregnant, we were trying to have a baby, so we went to the doctor to see if something was wrong. And The doctor was terrible, y'all. He did absolutely nothing. He didn't check me. He didn't, like, all he said was, oh, you're bleeding. Let me go to the bathroom and wipe yourself and let me see how much you're bleeding. So I went to the bathroom. I showed him how much I was bleeding. And he was like, well, you're pretty much just going to have to bleed it out. Yeah, he told me to just bleed my baby out, pretty much, which was awful traumatic experience. So I came home. Me and my husband were pretty upset and we're thinking that this is going to be a miscarriage. The next morning, me and my husband woke up and he woke me up before him, like, so he could take me to the bathroom and, like, see if I was still bleeding. So we go to the bathroom and I wipe and I'm still bleeding, and then all of a sudden, like, sorry, this is kind of graphic, but something just, like, plopped out. Like, it was like a little, like, boop, in the toilet. And I was like, and I look down and it's like a little blood clot. It's like maybe like this big. It was like that big, and it was just blood. And I was like, well, okay, that's what that was. And it was very, very upsetting. It was very, very hard to deal with that. I was very upset. I almost wanted to stop trying to have a baby. Like, it was hard to deal with. There's a freaking bug. There's a bug flying around. But it was that was pretty hard, but we didn't give up. We kept trying, and then about 4 months after that, it was about October, and there's that bug. It's just flying around. It was about October, and we decided to take another pregnancy test. And so I took one because I think I missed my period. I think it was like 2 days or something, and I was like, I guess we'll just take one to find out, or to see. And so we took one. My husband was outside, and he was like, yeah, I'll just take one. And so I was like, okay. And he was outside messing with our horses, and I'm in the bathroom, and I take one, and I'm like sitting there, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, like, I don't know. Like, there was a little, it could have been an evaporation line. Like, that's what I was thinking it was. It was so faint. And so I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And so I was like, just sitting there, and I was like, I guess I'll just give it a minute. And so I gave it a few minutes, and then I came back, and it was a little tiny bit darker, like not very much, but just a tiny bit. And so I just go outside, and I was like, okay, well, I think I'm pregnant again. And so I go outside, and I tell my husband, and I'm like, well, I think you're gonna be a daddy. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, I think so. And so he comes inside and he looks at it, and he said, yeah, that it looks like it. And so he's like, well, I guess we'll just take another one in the morning. And so the next morning I took 2 more, and they were very dark. And that's where this little monster was starting to form. Logan, we made you. We made you, Mommy and Daddy. You're half of me and half a daddy. That's crazy. So, and then it stuck, and so obviously it stuck. So we called the doctor and tried to set up an appointment, and it was ridiculous. Like, my town is ridiculous. They didn't get me in to check this out until I was, I want to say 15 weeks. I was 15 weeks pregnant, and I had found out at like 4 weeks. I found out I was pregnant at like 4 weeks because we were trying. So we took pregnancy tests all the time. And so I was really nervous about maybe losing him because of my miscarriage before. So I would literally just take pregnancy tests every day, like twice a day, just to make sure it was still there. Like, I was just so scared about losing him. But he stuck, obviously, and he's still here. And we went to our first appointment, and everything was great after that. And we were so excited, and we really wanted a boy. Honestly, y'all, I was terrified I was gonna have a girl. Like, I just did not want a girl, and I don't even know if I want any more kids, honestly. But we were so scared it was gonna be a girl. But I had like a weird feeling. I was like, no, it's a boy. Like, we know it's a boy. And so I would call him he all the time, call it, oh, it's a boy, oh, it's Logan. We honestly could not even decide on a girl's name. It was, we couldn't decide. It was just not gonna happen. And I was like, you know what? It's probably just God telling us not to worry about it. Like, don't worry about picking a girl's name because it's not a girl. And so that's what I went with. And I was like, well, that's probably it. That's why we can't decide on a girl's name. And then we found out he was a boy, and it was very exciting. I had a pretty easy pregnancy. I wouldn't say it was terrible. I didn't get morning sickness. I had heartburn, y'all. Heartburn is the devil. Heartburn is the devil. Like, for real, my heartburn was terrible, and everyone was like, oh, and I thought, like, he was gonna be Chewbacca because my heartburn was awful. But this kid, he didn't come out with too much hair. He came out with, like, enough, I guess. He came out with some, but it wasn't, like, a ridiculous amount to where, like, I was like, why did I have heartburn this much? Like, why is it so bad? I literally ate Tums like candy. I ate Tums. I had to get, like, acid reducers. Like, it was so bad the entire time I was pregnant. And I'm an itty bitty person, so I never really, like, I've never really been able to gain weight, so I looked really, like, it looked really weird me being pregnant. Like, I was a cute little pregnant girl. I thought I was. And I got a lot of compliments whenever I was pregnant. But I look very young as well. I'm sure, like, if you don't know me, you probably wouldn't think I'm 21 years old. So the looks I would get going out and stuff being pregnant was pretty dang ridiculous. Like, people would be like, oh my gosh, why is this 12-year-old girl pregnant? What is she doing? But I'm not 12, I'm 21, guys. And we did try for the baby, and we are married, so it's okay. But, you know, just the looks people get. He's freaking out over here. I don't know what's going on. He's, like, kicking his legs all crazy. I've been crazy. I've been crazy. I want him to laugh for y'all. Laugh. Laugh. He just threw my tablet on the floor. But anyway, so that's pretty much my pregnancy journey, and we ended up having him June 29th. And it was great. Oh, let me tell you about my labor. Okay, so a week before I had him, I had a false labor. I started having really bad, stomach pain, contractions. I was like, what is going on? This is really weird. I don't know. Like, so I was like, maybe I'm going to have him. Maybe I'm going into labor. And so, like, I had been having contractions all day long, like 5 minutes apart, guys. I was timing them. And I was like, what is happening? And so we went to me and my husband and my sister came down because she wanted to stay with us so I could have somebody with me if I did go into labor. I live about 30 minutes away from town. Me and my husband live on a ranch, a 4,000-acre ranch by ourselves. So we're just surrounded by nothing, like land, no houses, nothing is around us anywhere. And so my sister came out to stay with me so I would have somebody here with me. And she stayed with me, and we, I just lost my train of thought, guys. I'm so sorry. What was I saying? Oh, right, about my false labor. So we were just hanging out, and I started having contractions all day. And then my husband and her were like, let's just go to the hospital. Let's just go see, you know, like, why not? And so I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So we went to the hospital, and they were checking me, and this nurse was like, yeah, you're in labor. You're dilating. I was at a 2. I want to say, like, I had been gradually dilating very slowly, and so, hey, chill out, bro. And the nurse was saying that, oh, you're dilating more, you're at a 3 now, you're at a 4, and so I had to stay overnight at this hospital, right? And she kept coming in, and this lady, like, hurt me. If y'all have ever had your cervix checked, like, it's awful. It's not fun. It hurts. It's awful. And she was just hurting me, like, oh, it was terrible. Like, honestly, I feel like she really didn't know what she was doing. And then I found out she was new. So, yeah, give a pregnant lady a new doctor. Why not? Or a new nurse. And so, but she was checking me, and she was saying I was dilating and everything was going good. And she was like, okay, the doctor will be here in the morning. You're having contractions. And they were like, she would come in and be like, so how are your contractions okay? And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean contractions? Like, she's like, you've been having contractions this whole time. And I was like, what? I didn't even feel them, y'all. I could not feel these contractions. I guess they, like Braxton Hicks, they were real light contractions, and I could not feel them. And so I was like, what are you talking about? But then later that night, me and my husband were asleep, and I started to feel them. They woke me up, and I was like, oh man, like that one hurt. So the doctor came in the next morning around 7 o'clock, and he checks me, and he says, you're still at a 2, you're not dilating, and I forgot to say this, but this lady was like, yeah, we'll come in a couple hours and we'll give you the epidural. This chick was about to give me the epidural and I'm not even in labor. Like, she was just, here you go, just be on them for no reason at all. But so thank goodness he came in and told me that I wasn't dilating, because this chick was about to go get the epidural guy and tell him to come in and freaking give me this crap. But so I wasn't dilating and I wasn't in labor. It was a false labor. It was just Braxton Hicks. I'm just trying to get my coffee. Bro. Y'all. I just spilled coffee all over Logan. Look at this. Logan! Mommy, what the heck is wrong with you? Sorry, dude. Oh, it got all over me and my white shirt, too. Wow. I guess we'll have to go change in a minute. But anyway, so yeah, I wasn't in labor, and it was pretty, like, annoying, because I was done being pregnant at that time, y'all. I was so done being pregnant. But then, like, a week later, maybe it was 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, I go and get my, membranes swept my membranes. And, sorry, dude. And so my doctor sweeps my membranes, and then she's like, there's a very high possibility you could go into labor today. And so I was like, heck yeah, let's freaking do it. Get the dang baby out of me. And so me and my sister went and walked. My husband went back to work. We went and just walked and walked and walked. We walked around this park. We came home. I bounced on my ball for hours all day long. This happened, like, my membranes got swept at like 10 in the morning, and then I was just at home pretty much all day. Me and my sister were just hanging out. I was rocking around my ranch. I was bouncing on my ball all day long, and I started having contractions around, I want to say like 4 in the afternoon. But I was so scared that it was a false labor, and so I did not want to go to the hospital until I was like 100% sure I was really in labor. Until this dang kid was popping out of me, I was not gonna go to the hospital. But so my husband came home from work. He came and picked me and my sister up, and we went to walk again around the park in town. So we went and walked, and then we decided to go eat. We went to dinner, and this whole time I am in labor. And I am counting my contractions, and I'm having them, they're like every 5-6 minutes apart. So I'm in labor this whole time, and you know, they're not as bad as I was expecting them to be at, y'all. I was expecting these contractions to be like excruciating pain that I could not handle, like me to the floor, crying, like I was just not ready for it. But my periods are awful. Oh goodness, you're talking to everybody. So my periods were really bad, and so I was expecting them to be like a million times worse than my period, and honestly, they weren't. And so I was like, oh, okay, it hurts, but like I can still handle it. And so we went to dinner at around 8, and then we went to the grocery store, went grocery shopping for the week, because I was planning on my family coming over and stuff if I did have him. And so we went to the grocery store. I walked all the way around the grocery store. We went grocery shopping all the time I'm in labor. Then we came back home. I'm still in labor, and I just didn't have any idea I was in labor. I just was so scared that it was going to be false. And so I'm just bouncing on the ball. We decided to just watch a movie. It's like maybe 9:30 when we get home. So we're just watching a movie. And then, I'm like, my contractions are getting closer together, and they're getting pretty bad. And so I was like, oh man, this is really kind of hurting now. And they would happen, and my husband would just rub my back, like, you know. And then so we put on another movie after that movie ended, and so it's maybe about 11:30 at this time, and I'm having my contractions pretty dang bad. And so I get up, and I'm like walking around my kitchen table, and I'm just hanging out, and then one hit me, and y'all, I fell to the floor in pain. I was like, oh my God. I'm like freaking out over here, y'all. And so I'm like, and my husband, my poor husband, he comes over to me and he's like, oh my God. And he's like trying to pick me up and help me. And I'm like, don't touch me. Get away. I'm like freaking out. And he's like, okay, I'm sorry. I won't touch you. I'm sorry. And so then that one ends and I'm fine. Like, y'all, like contractions are like excruciating pain for like a minute and then it stops and you're like, I'm fine, I'm good. Like, we're good. Let's do something. I'm good. And so I'm just bouncing on my ball again. And now it's about 12:30 and I'm like, y'all, I think I actually might be in labor. So let's just like get ready for it. And they're like, okay, like, are you sure we don't want to go? And I was like, yeah, I think I might be. And so we're in the room and I'm like, okay, y'all pack y'all's bags. Like, think I'm about ready to go. And it's about 12. And so I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna be ready to go. And they're like, okay, so we pack all the stuff and we go. And we get to the hospital, they checked me, and I was at a 7. I was 7 centimeters dilated. And y'all, they told me, they were like, well, since you've done it like this far, you probably don't need the epidural. And I was like, what? No, go get me the damn epidural right freaking now. And so I was like, I'm not about to push this baby out with, no, I'm not feeling it. It's not happening. And so they got me the epidural and I was at an 8 when they did it. And they were telling me like, you might not be able to get this like, because you're almost there. So I was freaking out and I was waiting for him. I was like, oh my God, please come in. Please give me the epidural. I don't want to do this. And so I'm like freaking out. And, then they came in, they got me the epidural, everything was good, and that was probably about like 1:32-ish, I think, in the morning. And so after that, it was just, I felt nothing, y'all, nothing at all. The epidural made me so numb. I could not feel my legs, I couldn't feel anything. Like, it was great. It was a great feeling. And so I just felt nothing. They were like, I could kind of feel whenever I was having a contraction, it would be like a little, like I could feel my stomach tighten. And that was all I really felt. It was just like a tightening, like it just got really hard and then it would go away. And so, after my epidural, I didn't dilate anymore for about 4 to 5 hours. I was at a 9. I was at a 9 for 4 hours. And they were telling me, oh, the doctor's not going to come in until you're out of time, until you're ready to push this baby out. And I was freaking out. I was like, what if I'm like ready and she doesn't come in on time? Like, I was freaking out, y'all. And so, but I had my family there. I had my husband's family there. And Logan's getting irritated. Say hi, everybody. But so we had Logan's family there and we were all just hanging out and stuff and we were getting ready for it. And then we decided that we were all just gonna go to sleep and just say, oh my gosh, he just tried to he's eating my hair, let go. So we were just waiting and then around like 7 in the morning, my doctor came in, she checked me around like, and I was still at a 9, like nothing was happening. And then they came and broke my water, and then I was just chilling and nothing was really happening. He has the hiccups. And so nothing was really happening until it was 1:26 when I had him. 1:26, yeah. When I had him, or 1:06. Was it 1:06 or 1:26? I don't know. I don't remember. Sorry. But so it was 1:06, 1:26, somewhere around that time. Logan's getting mad, and I was starting to have him. I was getting ready to push. Like, I had been at 10, I got to 10 centimeters and he was ready to come. So I started pushing and everyone left. It was just me and my husband and my sister in the room and then the doctors and nurses. My sister recorded the whole thing, y'all. So I have the whole recording of his birth. So like I told you, I got the epidural, right? And my legs are completely numb. And the doctor is like, okay, one of the nurses hold your leg, and then Darren, you need to hold her other leg. And he's like, all right, fine, I got this, whatever. So he's holding my legs up, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm pushing, and they're like, oh, look. And so Darren looks, and he lets go of my leg, and it almost falls because I can't feel it. I had no control over my legs. Like, if you have the epidural, you know, you have no control over your legs at all. So my leg just fell right over, y'all. Just fell. Almost hit my nurse in the, almost hit my doctor in the face and everything. Like, it was pretty insane. And we were like, Darren, and he was like, oh, I didn't know it was like that. And I was like, yeah, I can't feel it. Like, you have to hold it up. I can't, like, do anything with it. So, we start pushing again, and I'm having contractions and everything. Like, I'm pushing him out. And my husband, y'all, you think, like, most husbands are like, oh my God, this is so scary. My husband was so into it. He was like, oh my God, babe, look at it. Look at the head. Like, it's right there. I can see his ear. Like, I was like, oh my God, calm down, bro. And so I'm just like, okay, leave me alone. Like, I'm just trying to push this baby out. And then he was getting mad because they would, like, we would count to 10. A contraction is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? It's like about 10 seconds long, and you're pushing for that whole 10 seconds. Oh, it's excruciating. And then we would stop, and because the head would go out, and then it would, like, when we would stop, it kind of like suck back in a little bit, which is kind of weird, but, and so, my husband was like, no, keep pushing, like, because he was just ready for him to come out. He was like, stop, he's going back in. And it was just really funny. But, so we ended up, like, pushing him out, and y'all, like, it lasts for a minute, but then my last push, he was ready to come out. Logan's trying to eat right now. Logan's trying to eat, sorry. So my last push, Logan just plops right out. He's just, like, comes right on out, and it just, like slid out. It was crazy. Like, it was just crazy, and I don't even know how to explain it, honestly, but it was just insane. And my sister caught the whole thing on video, and it was just crazy, and I just, like, started crying immediately, and Darren even teared up a little bit, but he's a tough guy. He don't cry about anything, so he didn't really cry, but it was just such a great experience, y'all. Like, giving birth is so wonderful. And this video is probably just gonna be me talking about Logan's birth the whole time, so we'll probably end it pretty soon, but yeah, that was the birth, and he was the most beautiful little baby I've ever seen. And y'all, you know, sometimes babies are kind of ugly whenever they first come out, and me and Darren were like, Dr. I really hope he's not, like, hideous when he first got. That's so awful to say, but it's so true, y'all. Like, you really think, like, oh my God, they look like a little, like, what alien, what is this? And it's just weird, but he was actually a pretty cute baby when he first came out. So I was like, oh, I'm sure I'm a little biased because he's my son, but I thought he was kind of cute. So, but yeah, and then we took him home. We got to take him home the next day, and we, it was great. It's great. Being a mom is wonderful, but it does have its ups and downs, y'all. Being a mom can be very hard at times, and, like, getting up in the middle of the night, like sometimes you kind of feel like you're just doing it on your own too, because your husband has to work, or, you know, like, provide, your boyfriend, your husband, whatever it is. Like, it's hard. It's very hard, and it's hard on your relationship as well. But if y'all help each other out, and, like, if you just know you want to do it, and you can help each other, and you understand that it's hard on both of you, then you'll get through it, and you can do it. And it's such a great experience being able to raise, like, a part of you. It's literally a part of you and your husband, like, or your boyfriend, or the person you love, or maybe you don't even love them, but it's so cool, like a part of you and a part of that part. You loved them at one time, and, like, you just meshed together and made your own human. Like, you made your own person. It's so amazing, y'all. It's crazy to think about it. And just, y'all, breastfeeding is great. Like, I'm feeding him right now, so you can't see anything, but breastfeeding is so wonderful, and it's so good for them. If you don't breastfeed, it's fine. Like, I understand, like, sometimes you can't, and my son latched right away, so it was really easy. But sometimes people can't. Like, it ends up being hard for some moms, or, like, they don't make enough, and whatever, like, complicated, and that's completely okay. As long as your baby is getting fed, it's completely 100% okay. And I just want to, I guess I'm gonna end this video pretty soon because it's actually pretty long now, and it was just talking about my pregnancy, and my birth. Yeah, I'm guess that's pretty much it. Like, I gave birth to the most beautiful little boy in the world, and I just thought I'd share that with y'all. Oh, look at this, he's clawing me. It hurts. But yeah, and that's about it, y'all. So this wasn't even like a whine with me. I didn't even whine about anything. Come on, what is wrong with me? I just get off topic and I just talk too much. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all just bear with me because this is just gonna happen a lot. So my next video, I will probably be doing the what are you doing? I will be doing the Bellily review, hopefully, if they come in soon. If they don't, then I'll probably do a wine mom. I have so many topics that I wanted to talk about in this video, but it's getting long and I don't want to, like, bore y'all. So, so I'll either make... Logan just farted, y'all. That was not me, I promise. But, so I have so many other topics that I want to talk to y'all about that I have listed. I'm so sorry. That was just really funny. So I have other topics that I really wanted to talk to y'all about. He's being really weird. I don't know what he's doing right now. So I have other topics that I'm going to talk to y'all about in other videos that I'm gonna make, and if y'all have any questions or want to hear anything, y'all go ahead and comment or message me, and I will try to get those topics in. And I have I am very open, and we'll talk to y'all about pretty much anything. So we are gonna go now. Thanks for listening. Logan's getting mad. Thanks for listening. And here's Logan. Logan, say hi. Say bye, everybody. Bye. Say thank you for watching. You'll have a blessed day, guys.